Welcome back to Switch2Linux. Well, today we are going to look at a LiveKey version of Linux. This is Knoppix 8.2, and this is designed to run, mostly it's designed to run on a external USB drive or like a flash drive, really. And this is a great distro for learning how to use some different software packages. It's a great distro to have with you, so it has so many tools and system items on it that you could pretty much fix any distribution that you would have any issue with. And if you wanted something that's not quite as locked down as Tails, that just has a boatload of excess software, you probably want to run Knoppix rather than Tails for your little USB connected flash drive. So let's just go ahead and dive into this guy first. Let's head out over to their website. Of course, they have their website there is Knopper, which is actually about the person. Actually, I think we can go. Is this it here? No, I want to go to knoppix.net. The link there gets us knopper.net, which is actually about the folks who created the distro. We're going to go to knoppix.net. This is actually about the distribution itself. I wonder if that's actually an error in the link there. So here we have, if we want to get it, this is not the most polished thing you'd find in the world, but it does what it does very, very well. So, of course, what is it? It is a live distribution CD. It appears to be based on, I know it's based on Debian. I think it's based on Debian testing or unstable, just based upon when I ran a apt-get. It's pulling the Debian unstable repos. And so it is, like I said, it is generally used to put either on a CD or on a USB drive and run entirely off of that. There are some install guides to get this guy installed. Like I said, I installed this on a VirtualBox, and the reason I did that is this is a distro that has everything set up to work with the LaTeX environment out of the box. And so rather than fight with all of the things that need done to install a LaTeX environment on top of perfectly fine working computers, I'm going to experiment with this. If LaTeX works for formatting books well, and the verdict is still not out for me yet, then I'll go through and the trouble of installing it on the writing computers so I can get stuff done. As far as for now, every bit of research that I've done, sure, I think maybe LaTeX is probably going to be decent for your scientific literature, but for formatting books, I don't see any major advantage of it quite yet. If you like LaTeX and you know how to use it, I would love to talk with you, get on a video conference. I have some questions and things. The reality is there's just not a lot of good documentation about how to use it. And frankly, I have tons and tons and tons and tons of other things on my plate right now. Sitting down and reading complicated documentation for a software package that is simply an alternative to what perfectly works is not in my list of things to do. So I installed this distro onto the hard drive on my VirtualBox so that I can play around with the LaTeX system. I can take a little bit of time to learn it, and if it takes 6 months or whatever, that's fine, so I don't have to mess up or potentially break or otherwise interfere with a perfectly good writing computer. This one has every component that I would need to do that. This is one of the recommended distros. So to get this installed on the system, again, I had an issue. It's like, and I've been having issues with some distros recently where they just didn't like to install right away. So what I actually did, like, I have no idea why it's creating all these block devices. I don't have a clue. But what I ended up doing is I came up here and I simply wiped the entire drive, and then it was able to install. Same process I have anytime I've been installing Debian lately. For some reason, I can install other distros, but anytime you want to install Debian, I've been having a lot of issues, whether it's in a VirtualBox or whether it's on real hardware. I've had a lot of issues if there was already something on the disk. It's like disk partitioning just isn't working right if there's already something on the disk. So before I tried to install it, I booted this up, went into disks, I deleted all of the partitions, and then I ran the installer. Now, when you run the installer to this, by default, it only wants to run on an existing flash drive, so it does not break your hard drive. Amazing function. Amazing function. If you want it on the hard drive, you have to click an extra checkbox to look for hard disks as well. and then you simply let the thing go, and then it's going to give you an option to do what they call an overlay, which most distros will call a persistent volume. So basically what that is, and that is, you can see this partition 2 over here. This is the overlay or the persistent volume, which allows me to have the operating system on one system and all of my files saved on another. Same thing, like I said, setting up a persistent volume on a LiveKey, and this does give you the option to encrypt that. So you could pass this off to somebody else and not worry about them messing up your device. Well, they could wipe it out, but they couldn't access it because they do give you the option to encrypt it. I did not encrypt mine because it's just on a virtual box. It's not like it's on a keychain going around and having, real information on it. So basically, to get this, you have to use the BitTorrent trackers. So you can come over here, and this is the one that I'm running here, the English version 8.2. which was released in May of this year. Of course, you can grab the older versions as well. Like I said, I did not see options for anything else. According to DistroWatch, there are a variety of different desktop environments, GNOME, KDE, etc., etc. I didn't see that. Maybe if I log out of this thing and log back in, maybe there's options. I don't know. Maybe we should try that. Let's go ahead and give that a whirl. With the amount of stuff on this, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. Although I do have a problem. I have never set a password. So let's see what happens. It just logs me right back in again. Okay, so we are stuck on the LXDE desktop. One thing that you'll notice up here in the corner, this is supposed to be a notification, which it doesn't actually give me notification, so I don't know what the thing's trying to tell me up there. It just says, like, hey, you got a notification. But apparently the CIA has this thing because the notifications are totally redacted. Okay, as far as what is installed, this is going to seem excessively bloated for many of you. You probably already saw some of these things as I ran the mouse up here. You can see we have a lot of redundancy in software as well. You might say, why do you have so many applications? Again, this is a distro that is supposed to just be on a LiveKey, and you actually want a lot of applications installed on the LiveKey because it means that if you need some other application, you will have to continuously reinstall it. Now, Tails solved that problem, allowing you to save installed applications to your persistent volume. I do not know if this supports that feature or not. But we find a lot of interesting redundancies. Even I think there's at least 2 or 3 file managers. So we have files here. Not sure which one this one is. This looks like Nautilus. Is this Nautilus? Okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks like Nautilus. I'm not completely sure if it is. Let's see, it's just simply called Files, which I think is Nautilus. We have this one here, which of course is PCman FM. I know we have Dolphin on here somewhere too. Okay, I did see it. Not sure exactly where it is, but we do have, there's Dolphin. So we got Dolphin. I mean, pick your file manager, folks. Pick your file managers. Okay, let's see. That's the one we already saw. Maybe we just have 3. I don't know. Well, maybe it just does everything in groups of 3. We also have 3 different system resource tools. So we have System Monitor, Taskman. Do we have K Resource Manager? I don't see it, but we might. We also, though, have HTOP. So one of the things that you'll notice is how light the system is. So this guy is running on 269 megabytes of RAM. So if you are looking for something with a lot of stuff running on a very light core, this one's definitely it. Games. We have way more games. Like, I didn't even know there were this many games on Linux. Is this every game that exists on Linux? Any of you Linux guys out there that play games? No? I mean, is this every video game on Linux? I don't know. As far as graphics, they give us Blender, which is cool. We have GIMP. We have Inkscape. We're missing Krita, which is surprising to me because I think it has every other K application. We have Scribus if you are into your PDFs to open CAD applications. So here's another way you could do these. If you are into CAD and you're like, well, what type of CAD applications are there? Downloading this and playing with this in a VirtualBox or putting it on a LiveKey and plugging it into your computer and running off of this can give you some experience working with the CAD applications, which I know nothing about these. I'll go ahead and boot them up. So let's see, no module named WebGUI. So I'm guessing there might be something missing from this, not sure. So if you are into or you know anything about CAD, definitely leave us some information there. That'd be good to know. Here's the other one. So program is solid 3D CAD modeler. Let's just open up new. So there we go. We got something going on here. Woo! It's kind of like Blender, only I know how to use Blender. All right, as far as internet, talk about redundancies. Now, I installed Firefox. That did not come. We have the Chromium web browser and we have Tor browser. Last time I tried to get Tor browser running, I was not able to, it would not connect. I pretty much stopped it. We do have Mutt if you like your simple text-based mail applications, but we also have an entire suite of other mail. So we have Kmail. We have under Office, we have Evolution. Under Internet, we have Thunderbird. And I know I saw another one too. There are at least 4 email applications on this beast. So there is definitely whatever one you like. You have the option. We have a Electrum Bitcoin wallet. There's Jitsi. There's Putty. If you I don't understand. Why do you have Putty? Can somebody understand why you put Putty on a Linux computer? Putty just is an interface to SSH and to servers. I just don't get it. I don't know. But anyway, we have transmission. Under Knoppix, we have, there's ClamAV. We have choose/restart. Oh, look at that. We can go into LXDE, which we have. We can do GNOME or we can do KDE. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Do you really want to do that? Yes. Oh boy, I really want to do it, yo. So yes, there are. I didn't see that the last time I was in here. Let's see what happens. All right, now we are running on GNOME. Let's see. Let's see what version of GNOME we got. Oh, we got an old version. Not sure which version. 3.26. Oh, well, it's newer than what I'm running on Linux Mint Debian Edition right now, but it is still a slightly older version of GNOME. I'm afraid to know what this looks like. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Holy Lord. That's, yeah. Which one's this? That's the server. Terminal server. I should have remembered what that package was called, because this is the downside about GNOME. Dude, like, really, I have no idea what that application was, and I really want to find it again because I want to get off GNOME right now. Because this is the downside of it, you know? It was nice and organized before. Now it's definitely not. Okay, let's do... There we go. Choose and restart. There we are. Let's try KDE. Let's see what KDE looks like. Which definitely explains why it has everything related to all of those applications, you know, because of that very thing. So here's KDE. All right, let's see. Hey, I can actually search for stuff over here. Okay, what else is under Knoppix? Okay. Starter for internet access. Install certain additional programs. Install to the flash disk. I think this... Okay, so this is actually the installer. I thought this had pretty much was gone now, but it's not. So here you can click the button to allow only on removable devices. This makes sure that you do not mess up your computer. And then we have the allow installation also on fixed hard disks. Push OK, and then that's going to walk you through the rest of the process. Okay, IP traffic. Here's the firewall. There we go. We can install it to the hard disk there. Printer configurations. Root shell. That's something that there is no password on this by default. And so that's one of the dangers of putting it on your computer, is that you may not want to put it on a computer. If you do, definitely go in and make sure that you change around the usernames and the passwords. We are actually going to go back to LXDE for the simple reason that it's easier to show you what the programs are on it on LXDE than it is on any of the other two. Not that I necessarily prefer LXDE, but it is easier to walk through what the applications are. So I definitely like this as a desktop environment over the other ones for hunting down what's here. Homebank, personal accounting. Kyle is a LaTeX development system. I will probably be learning how to use that sometime soon. We already looked at, actually, I don't think we looked at LibreOffice. This is take 2 of this video, so I don't remember if I did LibreOffice this take or that. So we do have LibreOffice version 6, which actually surprised me. It's 6.0.4.1. Spelling checker does work. Or the spelling checker works, and we do have our other plugins for our synonyms, so that's useful. Let's see, under programming, we have Emacs, we have Genie, we have Bluefish, Compare, PHP MyAdmin. Oh yes, by the way, we are running Apache right now. I'm baffled by how much stuff is in here. We have Bersario, and we have K3B. We have Kdenlive, we have Kino, we have OpenShot for our video editing, MeTV, never heard of that. Digital television viewer for GNOME. That's exciting. We do have Record My Desktop. I installed Simple Screen Recorder. This did not come installed. That's the only other package I did. The Record My Desktop worked. The problem and the concern that I had with it, however, is that it took longer to save the file than it did to record the file. And so that gave me a little bit of concern. So I installed Simple Screen Recorder to record the screen here, but then I decided, I'm just going to go ahead and run the Simple Screen Recorder on my host system instead of running it on this. We have Sound Juicer, which is going to be another Ripper X type version. We have TV Time, high quality TV delimiter. And System Tools, a variety of different system tools and settings, including a DOS emulator. There you go. A variety of different terminals. We have Xterm, UXterm, LXterm. We have console. Pick your favorite terminal. And that's about it. So this is Knoppix. I'll be keeping this over here to experiment around with LaTeX a little bit. Once again, if you are familiar with LaTeX and are willing to walk me through some basic getting started stuff, please let me know. I'd be glad to chat on a video conference at some point in time. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed Knoppix 8.2. I definitely would say if you need to find a distribution to install on a little flash drive to carry around because you need a lot of extra tools, this is definitely a good one. Would I put it on my hard drive necessarily? Probably not. Probably has way too much for that, and you'd have to take the extra steps to secure the system with the root password being completely open. So, but with that being said, it is a pretty good, pretty stable system, a variety of desktop environments, all the tools and systems that you need, and it has LaTeX built on it without having to mess with it and do anything else. So thanks for watching this video, and have a look at the links in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video from SwitchedtoLinux. If you'd like to help support the channel, check out the links at the top. There is another video over here. You can check out our Patreon page down here. And you can check out shop.switchedtolinux.com for information on a t-shirt like this or some other designs. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.